Hello! In today's tutorial video, we're going over the song You Are My All in All. And I'm doing this in the key of C. Alright, so the key of C, I expect before you watch this video, you should have knowledge of the chords in the key of C. For this particular song, I'm using these chords: C, G, I'm also going to add the suspended chord, or G sustained, sus4, whatever you want to call it. A minor 7, C/E, or C first inversion, F, and I'm keeping in mind I'm using my thumb to wrap around for the bass note. Or you could, it doesn't really matter how you hold it. To get my fingers for that. Okay. What else is there? You can also, this is, what's the word? It's optional, but you can also use D minor 7. Okay. And then the second half of the cover I made, if you guys look at it, it's I made my own arrangement. I improvised a little bit and I added the E dominant 7, or E7. You don't have to do that, but if you like it, you can play the E7 chord. I played it like this. Go back and rewind for that. For the sake of time in this video, I don't have any software where I can show you the tabs on this. Rather, I just I would ask whoever's watching and learning from this video to kind of go back and replay and maybe slow down the speed using YouTube's options. That's the best way, honestly. But yeah, apart from that, those are the chords. So I'm gonna break it down the instructions starting from the verse. So for the verse, if you watch my other tutorials, I gave you guys basically the idea of fingerstyle that I use is you start from the bass note with your thumb. So the first chord is C, and then you have a melody down. Okay, so that's not how I played in the cover that I showed you guys, right? It's a lot simpler than that, right? But keep in mind, if you watch closely at how I play the cover, I'm literally just messing around with my fingers here, my right hand, with all with the middle strings kind of combined, and I move around with my left hand with these two fingers around the scale, the C major scale. That's all I'm doing. If you guys know the C major scale, kind of slide around to make your own melody, you can easily imitate what I'm doing. Gotta know your scale, and if you do know your scale, then you can go back and check what I did there when I improvise, and you'll find that it's just playing around with the scale. So anyways, back to the cover. So how do I make all those sounds? Like I said, I'm holding the chord of my left hand. So I'm filling in that space with my index and middle finger here on my right hand, right? I'm just plucking around with the D and the G strings. You don't have to do just D and G strings. You can move it with the B string as well. So I'm just doing double stops. I'm hitting the D and the G string, or G and the B string together. Making sure that I pluck the bass note at the right time. So what does that mean? Every measure, C, you are my G, when I am weak with my thumb here. You are the C/E that I seek, F, you are my all in G, all C, transition chord G, which is optional. So keeping that at the same time, I make sure that I know my melody, which is B string, first fret, hammer over to the third fret, open E string, and then third fret of the B string, and then first fret of the B string, and then open B string, and back to the first fret. And I'm gonna keep going. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna play it slowly. Just replay that. So the verse is like this. Open G string. And then optional, you don't have to do that, but you can just do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, verse 2, or the second half. Okay, so that's all the verses. There you have it. You just have to kind of practice it yourself and practice with the bass. Okay, and then chorus, okay, Jesus, Lamb of God, okay, the chords I'm going to go over later, just the melody first, because that's more important. Open E string, 2, 3, 4, third fret, B string, first fret of the B string, third fret of the E string, open E string, and then open E string. You saw what happened there. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. There it is. Easy, right? So if we just kind of go back and replay that, you'll see I'm just moving my index and pinky finger, and I'm literally just going back between the B and the E strings, and sometimes possibly the G string. Actually, no, I don't even use my G string. So very simple. All you have to do is know the chord. The chords for the chorus that I use are C, G, A minor 7, C over E, F, G sus, G, or I'm sorry, C and then G, and then repeat it, or almost. And then you can do their G/B instead of playing G. I just use my middle finger, second fret of the A string. Okay, those of you who know your chords, as you're watching that, you can see what chords I'm using. C, G, or G sus, whatever. A minor 7, C/E, F, and then G, C, transition chord G, C, and then G or G/B, A minor 7, C/E, F, G, C. There you go. And that's the whole song. And if you really want to know what I did for the second half of the song earlier in my cover, I improvised a bit, so. It's like all that fancy stuff. You gotta know your C major scale, like I said earlier, but first of all, the E7 chord, which I mentioned at the beginning of this explanation, you can add that between G/B and A minor 7. So in the verse, okay, so E7 is, but to make the melody, you are my strength when I am. That's when the E7 comes in. You have to, what I do here is I push my index finger down. And then A minor 7, you are the strength when you are the treasure that I see. And then instead of F, instead of C, I do transition chord to F/A. How I do that is I play F, but the A string is open. And then G/B, that's the okay. What am I doing there? It's just a C major scale, like I said before. If you know the scale, mess around with it. So for that particular part, G/B, and then I go from the open G string to the 2nd fret to the open B string, 1st fret, 3rd fret, open E string, 1st fret, and then back to. There is I combine the verse and the chorus. If you guys master the verse and the chorus parts of the song, just the melody with your right hand, once you guys get that perfect and the verse part, then it's gonna be easier for you to combine. You can be creative and do whatever you want. So there you have it. I give you all the little steps. It's up to you to really practice it. And once you get all these steps down, as I kind of like divided it into little steps, right? Then I recommend get the steps down first, like I said. Then go back to the cover, replay it at like half speed. See if you can like follow along. Or you don't even have to do the same. You don't have to do all that. You can do. It doesn't matter what you do in between, as long as you hit the bass note and the melody. Okay, and be careful. Sometimes you can hammer, or sometimes you can pluck. Okay, does that make sense? What? Pluck, 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 or pluck, hammer. Okay, that's all preference based. So there you have it. That's how I play You Are My All in All. If you want more specific stuff, leave a comment. I'll see if I can maybe send you a separate video being more specific on those things. But again, if this video is more intended for people who already have clear knowledge of all their chords. If you don't know your chords yet, then I recommend before you get into fingerstyle guitar that you master your chords, number one, and you master your major scales.